I got a team full of and really gotta look crazy. I put in a cup, yeah, but that's my baby. I be paranoid, I gotta keep. I got like me this right in the money. I love it even though it's bad. I can't let it.
The NBA season has come down to this. This is it for all the marbles. Game 7 of the NBA Finals. We're at Toyota Center in downtown Houston. Tonight, it's the Houston Rockets taking on the Detroit Pistons. And welcome, I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Rockets coming into play. They know what's at stake. This is it. One game to decide the NBA Finals.
Well, here we are. This is what you dream about. A Game 7. A one-game series for the NBA Championship. This has been one heck of a thrilling ride so far. I'm just so grateful to be here courtside to watch this happen in front of my own eyes. This has really been a dream come true.
It's Detroit's ball. Reggie Jackson against the former MVP. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something, okay? 6'3", 6 feet, 5'11", those aren't small guys. In the big scheme of things, they're pretty tall compared to the average person in public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Reggie Jackson trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Westbrook into the front court, just getting started. Strap in for a good one here in Game 7. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Pistons have it. Now ready to shoot at the line.
Look, it's still early. Make your opponent work for those possessions. You don't want to start racking up too many personal fouls.
First one goes down. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. To Harden. James Harden, 2 for 2. That's what you want. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
First free throw is good. And he makes them both. Now it's Harden at the controls. Ah, the monster stuff.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Jackson with it. 5-point game. Clint Capella rejects it. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. Westbrook with it. Looking to make something happen. To Harden. Oh, had him going there for a second. Can't get past the defender. James Harden. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
There's no stopping that. You either got to double or deny him the ball from the jump.
Reggie Jackson guarded by Russell Westbrook. To Drummond. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
This is basketball one-on-one. Play inside out. Give the big man the ball, and the rest of the court will open up. That was an easy lay.
Harden to Westbrook. The screen sets him up for 2.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
It's Russ at the controls. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Harden with it up top. It's an 11-point game. Westbrook to Harden. Oh, he had him there for a second.
Make it tough on him. I got help. I got your help.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Now that's a contest. Down low for Griffin. Slams it down.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Stuffs it down with authority. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Russell Westbrook powers it through.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
To Jackson. Quinn Capella sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Harden. It's no good. Great defense. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. Harden to P.J. Tucker. And he knocks it down, Jay.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Jackson with it. Trailing by 15. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Reggie Jackson at the line for 2 shots, shooting 66% in this contest. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2. Here's Westbrook controlling the offense. Down low, Capella. To Harden. Westbrook. Harden buries it on the catch and shoot.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
Reggie Jackson against Westbrook. Flushes it home.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make 2 bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
And draws contact. So, it's Griffin going to the line for 2.
Yo, Ed, how's that saying go? Fool me once, you used up the free pass. You know how they're calling this one. Ease up on the aggressive plays on the ball.
Blake Griffin has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 68%. Misses the first. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Russell Westbrook against the former MVP. Great pass to set it up to Westbrook. Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Harden gets it in the left corner to Harden. Fires the three, and James Harden, not sure why he was so wide open there.
I know the refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Rose, knocked loose. Rockets have the steal.
Why not? Let's keep the crowd in it.
To Harden. Westbrook. To Harden. Here's a chance from long range. Steps out and hits.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Knocked loose. Rose. Harden's on him. Westbrook. Add 2 points to the board.
Look, the Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
And scores, plus the foul. Andre Drummond is going to the line, where he's gotten better as a shooter and a chance at three.
So many times we get on a defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Westbrook to P.J. Tucker. 4-3. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. Rose. And he throws it down. Nuclear from Blake Griffin.
Finally something goes their way. I don't think I need to tell you, but this has been a disaster of a first quarter. They just need somebody to get hot, and then they need to come together as a team and get a few stops.
With James Harden, muscle memory, gets it to go.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
And that's a backcourt violation. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Blake Griffin against Tucker. Off the penetration, almost, but no good.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Westbrook knocks down the three.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
To Westbrook. Harden. For three, James Harden. He's unconscious, 75%. Dwayne Casey needs a timeout. Things have really gotten out of hand in this opening half.
These moments as a player are extremely exciting. Let me tell you why. For the team that's losing, this is a true defining character moment for them. So many teams can just fall over, roll over, quit, think about the next game. But the true competitive teams, the ones that really actually want to continue to claw and fight, they're going to find a way to get back in this ball game. They may not get back into it scoring a lot of points right away, but they're going to keep chipping away at this monster.
To Westbrook. Deep right corner. Westbrook. Rockets have it. Westbrook to Harden. To P.J. Tucker. Russell Westbrook picked up by Derrick Rose. Harden to Westbrook. Goes to the left side. Harden. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Westbrook. Another chance to Westbrook. Harden. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
Whew, I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Knocked loose. Harden in possession. His guys holding the big lead. Gets it in the right corner. Westbrook to Harden. Fires the three. It's good. Defense has to pick things up.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the three.
Rose. Throws it down. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They look lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Harden. Tucker. To Harden. Lets it fly from long range, and James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Westbrook to Harden. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Harden, defended by Derrick Rose. Trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
And now Houston has the basketball. Harden. Beyond the arc for three. James Harden. What a brilliant display. 70%.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip. And when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
Desperation shot here from half court. 1 quarter down in this deciding Game 7. And we're back after this. You're tuned into the NBA Finals on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Westbrook across the timeline. His guys hold a commanding lead. To P.J. Tucker from long range. He took the bait and he hits.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Russell Westbrook sends it away. Tough move in close quarters with the crossover. Harden shoots, knocks it down from mid-range.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Won't go. To Harden. Oh, had him going there for a second. Westbrook to Harden. Going to launch beyond the arc. Had made his first couple, but he misses there.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Over the line. Backcourt violation. Like a smooth operator, Dwayne Casey will make some moves right now. Markieff Morris matched up with P.J. Tucker. To Luke Kennard. Down to Zaza. Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
I got him.
Westbrook to Harden.
Watch Cutter. All right.
Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
The screen sets him up for two. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Reggie Jackson picked up by Westbrook. Reggie Jackson, 2 of 4 now.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Jackson with it. His guys down big to Luke Kennard. Count the basket inside.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
To Westbrook. Harden. Around the perimeter to Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end. Pistons ball here. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate or not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
To Harden. Down low, it's Gordon. Harden. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Gets a look. Can't hit. Harden into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To P.J. Tucker. Harden. To Westbrook. Fires the three. And Russell Westbrook. He can turn a game in an instant. Hits the three on the quick release.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Here comes the screen. Free throws coming up.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Reggie Jackson, couple of free throws on the way, shooting 80% in this contest. And he connects on the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Harden. Wow, 7 threes in this first half alone. This could be an all-time performance.
And the record is only 13. He's better than halfway there. But as a shooter, you have to remain lost in the battle. And you're only as good as your last shot. Don't beat that record, destroy it.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. To Luke Kennard. Down to Griffin. Down to 5 on the 24. Here's a chance from long range. Not that time. He missed it. Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. To Capella. And the rebound comes down to Griffin. To Luke Kennard. Griffin. Nice finish at the rim.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Harden. 4-3. Not going down here. Knocked loose. Luke Kennard matched up with P.J. Tucker. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Knocked loose. Clint Capella snatching it out of the air. That's his third block this evening.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Pistons have it. And count the basket.
And that transition offense was flawless. When guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
For three, off the mark, no good. Oh, he got there.
That's great hustle getting back on D.
The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Jackson. Clint Capella with the block. Fourth this contest.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
To Westbrook. Fires the three. He continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
Jackson. To Rose. To Reggie Jackson. Rose. 5 to shoot. Second effort around the perimeter. And draws contact. Andre Drummond going to the line to shoot 2.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. Harden picked up by Derrick Rose. To Westbrook. Harden.
I got him. Here we go.
To Westbrook.
Here we go. Double team. Here we go.
Harden. Lets it fly from long range. Textbook defense.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Houston takes over. Russell Westbrook steps into it. Drummond snares the rebound. Rose into the front court. Down a bundle. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
First try, no good. Missed the second as well. Harden to P.J. Tucker. Westbrook to Harden. And he drains it.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To Westbrook. Beyond the arc for three. He continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
And that's going to get out of bounds off of Harden. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. To Griffin. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. Gordon with it. His guys holding the big lead. Westbrook. From long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Rose matched up with Harden. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Missed the second. 0 for 2. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Going to launch beyond the arc. He's got it for 3.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
It's Detroit's ball. Jackson to Drummond. And stuffs it home. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Westbrook lets it fly from beyond the arc. Where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Reggie Jackson picked up by Westbrook. P.J. Tucker able to recover with the block. Ooh, 5 now. Clint Capella swats it. Incredible. 6 tonight. Harden.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
To Harden. Westbrook. Fires the 3. Oh, surprise. He hits it.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Substitution being made in this one. Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Harden to Westbrook. Here's a chance from long range. That breaks the streak after 5 straight makes. It's no good. Knocked loose. 4-3. He's been waiting a long time for that one to go down.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the 3.
Pistons have it. Here comes the screen. Galloway. Harden's on him. Knocked loose. Rockets have it. We are at halftime in Game 7. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Rockets didn't hold back in that opening half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The Pistons have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. These are the guys getting buckets for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Defense.
The Houston Rockets are using defense to create offense, and it's coming off blocks and steals. They're putting in work on both ends of the court.
Player of the half.
Russell Westbrook hasn't even started the third quarter, and yet he already has a triple-double. I can only imagine how many people are tuning in right now to see what he does in the second half.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. For 3, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
He was absolutely scoring at will in the first half. But now that the defense has picked up, don't try to do too much. Less is more.
Luke Kennard at the line for 2 shots. A career 85% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Second one off the mark. He goes, got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Harden to Westbrook. Fires the 3. Swallowed up by Drummond. P.J. Tucker, huge block. Make that 7. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First one goes down.
It's like practice.
Able to convert on both free throws. Harden.
Make it tough on him. Make it tough on him.
Lets it fly from long range. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
To Westbrook. Harden. The hot night continues. He's at 9 threes here tonight.
Uh-oh, someone's getting towards that single-game record territory. He's having that kind of night.
Reggie Jackson picked up by Westbrook. To P.J. Tucker. Harden. Beyond the arc for 3. Offensive board to Westbrook. Oh, he was wide open. It's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show because that's what you're watching right now.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
It's in the hands of Harden to Capella. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
And counted at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Tyson Chandler pins it.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Griffin. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Harden with the basketball. His guys hold a commanding lead. Down to Westbrook. To Harden. Down to 5 on the 24. Harden. 10 threes for him now in the game, Jay. Just astonishing.
And I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's only happened 30-something times since the three-point line went into effect in 1979. Goes to show you how big of a night he's having.
How old were you back then?
I was not born yet, my friend.
Boom, baby. To Harden. Westbrook. To Harden. Down low for Aldridge. Harden. From long range. He was all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Harden. To Westbrook. Harden. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Pass stolen by Detroit.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Knocked loose. Reggie Jackson, guarded by Russell Westbrook. Harden. Add 2 points to the board.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly. Jackson with it.
His guys down big. Clint Capella tips it. 8 now. The big fella, Andre Drummond. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Nice pass to get things going.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want.
Harden, it's good.
I don't know how he saw his man out in the cut like that, but that was nice.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Time to shuffle things up. Rose, knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. Harden. going to launch beyond the arc. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head. That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Luke Kennard has got 2 shots coming, shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. It's Harden. Brings the ball up. To Capella. Westbrook. Harden defended by Derrick Rose. A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it. To Harden. It goes down.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Rose into the front court. Down a bundle. Blake Griffin, defended by Tyson Chandler. Gets a shot up, off the mark. Harden with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Down to Westbrook, to Harden. Capella. To Harden. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Derrick Rose against Westbrook. Harden buries it on the catch and shoot.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Harden can't go down. Smothering defense. Rose into the front court. He'll run the offense. Rockets have the steal. They've got it in the open floor. Harden to Westbrook. Oh, he had him there for a second. Harden. Knocked loose. Rockets have it. Over and back. Dwayne Casey will shift gears and make some changes. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. Harden hits the three-pointer.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Rose guarded by Russell Westbrook. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Markieff Morris at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. Harden in possession. His guys holding the big lead. That's the record. His 14th three-pointer in the game.
We have a national weather warning, excessive heat on the court.
The drive right to the basket. The pass set it all up.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Harden guarded by Derrick Rose. To Westbrook. Harden. Stuffs it down with authority.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Russell Westbrook trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. Galloway. Harden's on him. To Jackson. Has a look. Knocks it down from mid-range.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scouting report.
To Harden. Westbrook. Not that time. He misses. Reggie Jackson against the former MVP. Knocked loose. It's Westbrook. Can't connect.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Here's Harden with the rock. To Capella. Harden. Oh, had him going there for a second. Harden. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Eric Gordon finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost.
Tyson Chandler, knockout blow, slams it down.
The veteran, he's made a living by doing this for years.
Knocked loose. Rockets have it. Harden. Trying to cash in. Yes. When this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Knocked loose. Westbrook. Offensive board to Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden. Fires the 3. That right there, Jay, his 8th 3 of the game. He is putting on a show.
He's defying physics with that jumper. He's not even holding his follow through.
Now their head coach signals for a timeout. He'll get his guys together and talk things over. Time for some new personnel into the game. Jackson with it. His guys can get a 2-for-1 if they time this out. Knocked loose. Harden into the front court. They can get a 2-for-1 if they hurry. And strokes it.
Can we all just agree that that handle is next level, but that jumper's wet too?
Galloway here against Harden. Jackson to Drummond. Turns and slams it down.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Here's a chance from long range. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Rockets way out in front. Pistons basketball here to start the fourth quarter, and they have really not shown up tonight. This has been a very disappointing performance.
I mean, they've been outplayed in every facet of the game, shooting, rebounding, even taking care of the ball. Even the managers of the opposing team are running out there faster to clean up the floor than their managers are.
Westbrook to Capella. Harden. Cleans it up. Open look, and he buries it. Defense has to wake up.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Westbrook. He'll take that any day.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it.
You got to go for the score here right now in this possession.
Another one goes down. Did you ever think we'd see a night like this?
Easy answer, no.
Knocked loose. Rockets in control of the basketball. Gets it down to Capella. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
Clint Capella, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 48% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. 2 for 2 on that trip. Rose to Drummond. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Harden in possession. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Westbrook. Harden. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Derrick Rose sizing up Green. Knocked loose. Reggie Jackson rocks the rim. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
To Westbrook. 4-3, and he can't get it to go down. It's no good. That's going to get out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Pistons ball here. Clint Capella with a piece. It's been a brick wall. 10 blocks on the night.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Russell Westbrook rejects it.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
Harden buries it. It's a 3. Capella sends it away. Make that 11.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
And buries a baseline J. Shot from the lane won't go. Harden against the former MVP. To Westbrook. For 3, it's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch. But great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
What a move. If you're on defense, you can't be caught flat-footed there.
Here comes the screen. Harden to Westbrook. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Harden to Gerald Green. Harden to Gerald Green. Shot clock winding down. Fires the 3. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal. Harden. Oh, that's how it's done. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He's a scorer and an elite passer.
Jackson with it. His guys down big. To Rose. Nice pass to set things up. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
To Harden. Westbrook. To Harden. Nice pass to set things up.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
With James Harden, muscle memory gets it to go.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Rose to Reggie Jackson. Rockets have it. Harden. No good. That's great defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
And he's fouled. He's gone to the line for 2. Derrick Rose at the line for 2 shots. He's struggled so far. Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. To Harden. Westbrook. Lets it fly from long range, and it's Griffin there to clear the rebound. To Jackson. Rockets come up with it. Russell Westbrook powers it through.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Jackson with it. Down a bundle. Harden to P.J. Tucker. Screen coming. Harden to P.J. Tucker. Beyond the arc for 3. Off the iron. No good. Rose into the front court. He'll run the offense. Derrick Rose slams it down.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Harden goes to the left side. To Harden. From long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Harden has it up the floor. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. That's good D. Shot no good. Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal. Shot for James Harden. Defense forces the turnover, and it leads to points.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Jackson with it. Looking to make something happen. And look out.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Capella to Harden. Has a chance. Deep two there. Won't go. Jackson down low for Griffin. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Russ at the controls. To Harden. Westbrook Over to the right side. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. If he's hitting shots, it could be a long night.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Reggie Jackson against Westbrook. And finishes strong.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Knocked loose. Kennard. Won't go down. Defenders lucky he wasn't called. Harden with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Has a look. The screen sets him up for two.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Harden against Markieff Morris. Trying to cash in. Gets it to go. Someone clearly missed their rotation.
There's something that is so impressive about what we saw this evening. Not just the shot-making ability, but the fact that not every shot came from the pocket. There were some bad passes being made, and the shots came from different places around the body, which aren't usual for the typical shot. That shot-making ability, that's something special to watch.
Jumper's good.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
It's Detroit's ball. Rose, guarded by Russell Westbrook. Knocked loose. Harden. Short jumper stays out. Rockets have it.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Curling inside to Westbrook. Tucker. Cruises inside for two.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Jackson has a chance. Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
To Gerald Green. Harden. Fires the three. Message received. Well defended. Knocked loose. Luke Kennard here against Green. Harden. Tough shot. Well defended. Rockets come up with it.
Let's just let the clock run out. We got to get out of here. I got a dinner to go to.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Jackson. Blake Griffin against Tucker. Knocks it down from mid-range.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Reggie Jackson against Westbrook. Deep three at the buzzer. Oh, how about that? A three at the buzzer. That's going to bring some icy stares from the other bench. This one is now all over.
The Rockets have come out on top. Congratulations to them and all of their fans around the world. This is a night they'll never forget. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets. Pistons are experiencing the kind of disappointment that can't be shared by anyone but a teammate. It's pretty quiet in their locker room right now. I can only imagine how tough it must be. Check out the leading scores for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Defense.
The Houston Rockets showed us how important defense can be in this league, especially when it leads to plenty of opportunities on the other end of the court.
Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook and his triple-double were the easy choice for this award. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That's another postseason in the books, and I'm already dreading the wait for more hoops. See you next season.